4 parts to this training. 1. Training objectives and benefits. 2. Site entry protocol and TDC organizational structure. 3. Hazard identification and prevention. 4. Additional announcements. Before starting the general training, we will use these 7 questions to clarify the training's meaning and objectives. Why? What is the purpose and necessity of this training? What? What content will the training cover? Who? Who must attend? This page will cover FS responsibilities. Where? Where will we apply the knowledge gained? When? When will we utilize this knowledge? How? How will we implement the training content practically? Effect. What are the desired outcomes of this training? The law mandates that employers educate workers on job-related safety and health. However, the law is just the minimum standard. While the short-term goal is ensuring personnel can operate safely in the workplace, the long-term objective is to achieve the ideal of everyone as FS. This ideal cannot be driven solely by those with responsibilities, it requires everyone to possess a safety mindset. The goal is to instill the safety and health awareness in every participant's mind, extending beyond their tasks at Taiwan Daifuku to promote a culture where everyone is FS. The core of the training is safety and health concepts. We will highlight common, easily overlooked hazards in the work area. The rules and regulations are used to support these concepts, but their purpose is not to restrict how you work. Instead, regulations are designed to help personnel work more safely and ensure everyone returns home unharmed. Attendance, all personnel performing operations. Responsibility, while management has a duty, safety is the first and highest priority for every operator. The safety concepts apply everywhere and all the time, at work to avoid harm, and at home to recognize and eliminate danger. Safety is complex, requiring attention to 5 key elements: personnel, machinery, materials, methods, environment. We rely on on-site tools to ensure the training content is consistently and correctly applied. To ensure compliance with facility standards and work methods, TDC utilizes the following tools and procedures. Reference materials, handbooks are available for checking facility standards and work methods. Communication, management shares the latest information via daily and weekly meetings to address the dynamic nature of the work site. Personnel qualification, specific training and retraining are conducted regularly. Revocation mechanism, personnel may lose qualification for violating regulations. Equipment management, on-site equipment are inspected regularly. Personnel must confirm that equipment is non-defective using a checklist before use. Buddy system, management for new personnel unfamiliar with the site and rules. A buddy system is established, and contractors are required to strengthen their management of new hires. Disciplinary follow-up, contractors are required to establish a care and improvement program for repeat offenders and personnel with poor discipline. In compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act, this training conveys safety concepts to ensure everyone possesses a fundamental safety and health awareness. Our goal is for you to be able to identify and prevent hazards in both work and daily life. During your time working at Taiwan Daifuku, we will continuously update safety knowledge and rules, empowering you to enforce them using various on-site tools. We re-emphasize our vision for the ideal work environment. Everyone has safety awareness, everyone is FS. Site entry is strictly regulated due to required qualification, strict information security, leading to potential penalties, complex work, requiring tight controls over personnel and prohibited items. 1. Essentials. Identification, TDC vest, red card/white card. Personal protective equipment, PPE safety shoes and safety helmet. Appropriate dress, long trousers. 2. Red card/white card. This is the minimum requirement for entry. It grants access to authorized scissor doors and control boxes, serving as your pass to various areas. 3. Helmet marking. Helmets must be worn in the facility and serve as your secondary site identification. The helmet markings include date sticker, proof of passing the required PIP inspection for the current day. Identification stickers, to clearly identify status, including vendor name, monitor status, or new personnel status. Personnel information sticker. Allows quick identification of personal info and blood type during emergencies. Display stickers for site entry approval and training qualification, enabling rapid verification of personnel status. New personnel who have been on site for less than 3 months. The new personnel sticker may not be removed until this period is complete. Buddy, management personnel or a senior employee with over 3 months of experience. For the first 7 working days, the new personnel must be accompanied by the buddy at all times. New personnel may not move or work alone during this 7-day period. 1. Items banned from entry, prohibited at PIP checkpoint. Bringing any of the following items to the PIP checkpoint is considered a violation. Smart devices, smartphones, smartwatches. Wireless audio, Bluetooth earphones. Data storage products, CDs, flash drives, USB sticks, memory cards, etc. Other contraband, alcoholic beverages, betel nut. Paper, only specific, authorized personnel are allowed to bring paper into the facility. 2. Items banned from the clean room. Common violations are shown below. Personnel will be inspected at the changing room. Cigarettes, lighters. Unauthorized medication/drugs. Food, commonly, candy and cookies. Unlisted stationery or tools. Refer to the specific Blue Book/commitment letter for exact models. Recommendation: only bring valuable personal items into the clean room. We are moving into the technical FS section, focusing on hazard identification and prevention using examples from Taiwan Daifuku's operations. We will establish the hazard prevention hierarchy, from source control to passive measures, using the risk of falling as an example, before detailing Taiwan Daifuku's specific work methods. We will introduce our core systems to guide your thinking on potential risks. 1. Rail and VHL. This refers to the movement of VHLs, vehicles, along the rail. 2. STK system, stalker. This concept refers to the STK system, which operates like a robotic arm within a warehouse environment. The installation of rail and stalker involves several stages: lifting, installation, electrical, QC, adjustment, and subsequent maintenance/troubleshooting. The risks change significantly across these phases. Phase 1: Lifting and initial installation. Work: lifting and handling large components. Primary risks: falling objects, crushing or pinching injuries. Phase 2: Rail installation and inspection. Work: installing rails, electrical wiring, and performing QCs. Much of this is done at height. Primary risk: fall from height, the greatest risk during elevated work. Phase 3: Adjustment, troubleshooting, and maintenance. Work: adjusting, fixing issues, and servicing the system when power is often supplied. Primary risks: electric shock, due to energized equipment. Crushing or pinching injuries. Collision with a moving VHL. In the upcoming section, we will begin to recognize these specific hazards, covering their formal definition, their possible causes, corresponding prevention strategies or control measures.
Definition/frequency. A falling hazard, a person falling, is the most frequent safety violation. Primary causes: this hazard is usually caused by failures in the use of personal protective equipment, PPE. Hooks are not properly closed/secured. The hooking method is incorrect. The anchor point strength is questionable. Consequence: injuries from falls are often severe, ranging from disabling injuries, such as fractures, to fatalities. What countermeasures can we use to prevent a falling hazard? Although practical work environments often place limitations that prevent us from achieving the highest control levels, the following is mandatory. Before starting any operation, you must complete an assessment of the work method and potential hazards. In short, the power lifter is the main elevated work tool. Due to high scrutiny and multiple risks, the lean-out regulation strictly limits body extension to prevent falls. During raceway installation, because stable anchor points are scarce, the operator must use a 2-point anchor setup and strictly follow the one hook on, one hook off rule to ensure continuous tie-off. A frame ladder use equals where full harness plus securely anchor before operation. Collision risk involves a person impacting an object or an object impacting a person. This is a highly frequent risk, especially wherever VHLs are moving on the rail. High-risk scenario. Imagine the situation when a moving VHL encounters a power lifter conducting elevated work. What catastrophic event could occur when these two are combined? Consequence. Collision incidents are among the most frequent violations, and the resulting consequences are severe if prevention measures are ignored. The goal is mutual non-interference. When that fails, we rely on a specific control mechanism, VHL blocking. To control the risk of VHL collisions, we have established a mandatory VHL blocking SOP and training program. Qualification. Personnel must first be qualified to perform VHL blocking through specialized training. Execution. Qualified personnel use tools and remote control to manage the VHL's movement, effectively preventing collision risks. Strict control. Taiwan Daifuku's control mechanism for this process is extremely strict, and zero VHL collision accidents are tolerated. The current slide shows the minimum required personnel for a single work group. Each member has a distinct and specific task related to VHL blocking. Furthermore, they must execute the defined scope of the VHL blocking SOP. The monitor is responsible for assisting in supervising and confirming the safety of the work group. Critical rule: avoid multitasking. You must never multitask, do not divide your attention. If an urgent matter requires you to leave your post and no other monitor is available to replace you, you must first instruct the operating personnel to pause their work before you step away.
Pushing materials or P/L creates collision risk. To mitigate, follow these procedures. P/L movement requirements. Personnel must be moved by 2 people, one leading in front and one pushing from behind. Front guide: the person in front acts as a guide, watching the P/L's surroundings and the mast above to avoid collisions. Communication: use verbal callouts when approaching or passing neighboring machines/equipment to coordinate movement. Narrow passages: slow down when moving through narrow passages. Route prioritization. Prioritize using main routes. Avoid traveling through machine maintenance aisles. Parking. Park the P/L only on flat ground to prevent tipping hazards caused by elevation changes. Core principle: mutual communication is the key to minimizing collision probability.
接着在碰撞方面 ，Vigor Powerlifter 碰撞倒车事故，那这边有影片给各位参考。
和鼻哥的碰撞的高柱作业车倒塌。
小车在上游停着，咱们上去把保护板挂上就好了。
那个今天的作业。
此事例是苦力因为轨道被线作业中高柱作业车和鼻哥的碰撞发生的例子。3人一组的几个作业小组在无尘室内做备线作业。受伤者看轨道上有作业的小组使用保护板，认为鼻哥不会到下游来。所以没有设置保护板，开始作业，将高柱作业车上山了。但上游的小组结束作业，将保护板摘除，鼻哥就行驶过来了。高柱作业车和鼻哥的碰撞倒塌。受伤者也被从高柱作业车扔出坠落，受伤。上游的小组并不知道受伤者正在利用他们的保护板。为了防止此类事故、灾害发生，此事例的原因在于私自判断利用上游的保护板。没有遵守作业规则，上游和下游受伤者没有沟通好等，但所有起因还是在没有正确使用保护板而造成。在苦力因为运转区域作业，一定要设置保护板。设置后用手指以下出声确认。另外，保护板应该按照规则正确使用。作业前请确认规则。贯彻设置使用保护板。作业前确认设置规则，要正确设置保护板。
The name is self-explanatory. This risk occurs whenever an object drops from height and personnel are beneath it. Consequence: this can cause severe personal injury. Furthermore, if the falling object damages machinery/equipment, the compensation cost can be astronomical, potentially valued even higher than the cost of human life. The risk of being crushed, pinched, or entangled exists around any moving component. Examples of danger points: this hazard is found everywhere in our systems, including the vertical raising and lowering parts of the power lifter, internal machine components such as the RM and moving tracks/rails, the wheels/tires of the operating VHL. Summary: all these points present a direct danger of injury from crushing or entanglement. There are numerous prevention countermeasures implemented across several levels. Design control, solutions built into the system at the design phase. Hardware, physical safety components. Software, system logic and programming controls. Management control mechanisms includes procedures like LOTO, lockout/tagout. Collapse or toppling incidents are typically more common on external construction sites and less frequent inside the facility, but they are still a possible risk. This hazard is specifically present during the lifting and assembly of our large machinery. Causes: the collapse can occur if there is a failure in the lifting structure, e.g. crane. The assembly procedure is incorrect. We have experienced incidents demonstrating these exact risks. 1. PL collapse incident, toppling hazard. In a past case, as shown in the figure, a power lifter support leg was incorrectly placed on a glass window/cover. The glass broke, causing the ground to sink. The PL subsequently collapsed sideways, colliding with the adjacent machine and resulting in massive compensation costs. 2. VHL blocking failure, collision/fall hazard. In another incident, like the one shown in the VHL blocking video, the required VHL blocking was not performed. An unsecured VHL directly struck the PL, causing the personnel working on the PL to fall along with the vehicle. Prevention for electric shock relies on two main principles. If it is not energized, there will be no electric shock. Proper insulation prevents electric shock. Crucial procedures. Pre-operation preparation is the most important step. De-energized work, shut off and lock out the power, then confirm zero voltage before starting work safely. Energized work: if you must operate an electric panel while it is energized, you must strictly use all required personal protective equipment. The most important principle for incident reporting is just one. Primary reporting rule. Always report the situation to your own on-site supervisor/management first. Procedure and rationale. Your management will then handle the issue or escalate it through the proper channels, e.g., to the Daifuku supervisor or FS, layer by layer. Skipping the chain of command, or reporting directly to the client, can cause unnecessary tension and alarm when the issue could have been resolved on site. The safest and smoothest process: notify your own supervisor first, and let them handle the escalation. Emergency codes reminder. Please memorize the following site control codes, as you may be randomly tested on them. Control Center, 110. EC, 119. Health Center, 120. The simplest method is to follow the instructions given over the broadcast. Based on a review of actual incident cases from Taiwan Daifuku's global sites, we have compiled 6 critical scenarios. If you encounter any of these 6 situations, you must immediately stop work and immediately report it to your supervisor. Unlawful infringement, harassment. This broadly covers verbal, physical, sexual, and non-sexual harassment. Principle: the definition of harassment is wide, and individual interpretations are hard to unify. Therefore, the core rule is, please respect what others find unacceptable. Action: minimize all non-work-related behavior and language in the workplace.